Not around long to look for it. Here, Alan Ashby doubles off Sid in the 6th inning. Houston went up 4-2 as Jose Cruz will score. The throw to the plate is not in time. Top of the 8th inning, Keith Hernandez follows a Kevin Mitchell home run with one of his own off Aurelio Lopez, and we are tied at 4 apiece. They didn't stay tied for long, though, because of the bottom of the 8th, Houston came back. Jesse Orozco on, bases loaded, 1 out, and Bill Doran gets hit by the pitch. The Astros go up 6-5. They added 2 more runs to go up 8-5. Top of the 9th, the Mets put together a rally, 2 on 2 outs. Ed Hearn, he has an RBI single off Frank DePino, and Carter scores. We're tied at 8. Bottom of the 11th, Glenn Davis on first, Rick Anderson pitching for the Mets, Kevin Bass, a line drive to center caught by Lenny Dykstra. Bases loaded, bottom of the 15th, Roger McDowell's pitch to Kevin Bass, and Bass's grounder will score Bill Doran. The Mets argued, but the replay did show that Doran beat the throw, and the Astros went on to beat the New York Mets by the final of 9-8. They took 3 out of 4. One side note, Frank DePino was traded. We're not sure if he was traded during the game or after, but it came over the wire during the game. He was traded to the Chicago Cubs for Davey Lopes. Now we go to Wrigley Field, and Roger Craig and his pitching staff has reason to be laughing it up. They're in first place. They needed a win today to stay there, though. 2nd inning, Bob Brenly against Dennis Eckersley, and he hits his 6th home run of the year. 8th inning, 4-4 tie. Rob Thompson on 3rd. Chris Brown against Lee Smith. And Brown, one of the top hitters in the league, hits this one deep. And is it deep enough? Dave Martinez with a good arm, and Thompson with good wheels. Thompson beats the throw. The Giants go on to beat the Chicago Cubs by the final of 5-4. Gary?
Cincinnati started the season expected to challenge the Dodgers in the NL West. Instead, they started so poorly, some in Cincinnati wanted to sack Pete Rose. But they've been baseball's best team in July. And Rose's Reds have risen to within reach of Houston and San Francisco and look for a sweep Sunday against the Phillies. Hadn't lost since the All-Star break. Couldn't beat the Heat in Cincinnati. A couple of towel heads and a couple of runners on base. Intentional walk to Von Hayes in the 1st inning to face Ron Renicky, and he delivers. Jeff Stone and Juan Samuel score. Phillies go up 2-0. Charlie Hudson did the rest. On the verge of either being traded or sent to the minors, Hudson goes 7, strikes out 8, his first victory since May 14th. The Phillies romp 9-3. Samuel scored 4 times in that game. The Reds fall 5 back. The Padres are 4 out. They're dumped for the 2nd straight day and almost single-handedly again by Jim Morrison, a 3-run 6th keyed by his game-winning RBI. L.A. belts St. Louis 7-2. Franklin Stubbs hits his 17th home run. He knocked in 3 for the Dodgers. And Atlanta and Montreal were rained out after an hour and a series with Toronto. The Blue Jays in town and not having too much fun. Cliff Johnson trying to loosen things up in the dugout. Joe Johnson on the mound. The former Brave almost gets his second baseman knocked down with a drive by Wally Joyner. Damaso Garcia makes the play. Joyner did extend his hitting streak to 12 games, but California was trailing when they come from behind in the 9th. Rick Burleson reaches Tom Hankey. It scores Joyner, and tied we go to the 10th. The Jays took a 1-run lead, and then George Bell unloaded. A 3-run shot, his 3rd home run of the series, his 20th on the season. Donnie Moore takes the loss. Bell has driven in 72 runs, and Toronto drives California into a loss 6-3. At Tiger Stadium, things got a little froggy for the Rangers, who have had a rough weekend in Detroit. Kirk Gibson providing most of the trouble. Jose Guzman gives up a hot grounder to Pete O'Brien, bobbles, allows what proved to be the winning run to score, and then gives up another one with a bad relay. Tigers take a 2-0 lead. It is still the 3rd inning, and Guzman still struggling. Runners get to 2nd and 3rd on a double steal, then Trammell scores on a wild pitch. Guzman was really wild. He hit 3 batters and then got more problems behind him. Pete Incaviglia makes a nice stop on the Dave Collins single, and then look at this toss. Showing a very strong arm, but not too much accuracy. They do get a rundown victim, but John Grubb comes home on a really poorly played exchange by the Rangers, who committed 4 errors. Gibson, meanwhile, has set a major league record, 5 straight game-winning RBIs. Texas 2.5 out. Kansas City gets a home run from Frank White on the first pitch from reliever Dick Lowe. With Cleveland by a run.
If the New York Yankees didn't have to play on Sunday, they could very well be in first place. While Sunday is a day off for most of you, the Yanks had to play, or at least try to today. For the 7th straight Sunday, they lost. Does this man look worried, Lou Piniella? Well, he should have been. Ron Kittle off Bob Shirley. And his 14th home run of the year, a solo shot. The Sox led it 1-0. It was all the offense they needed. Neil Allen on the mound, the former Yankee, former Cardinal, former Met. We don't have time to keep going, but he pitched a pretty good baseball game today and some good defense. Paul Zavella with the smash, Wayne Tollison with the stab, and gets Zavella at first base. Kittle was not through on the day, though, this time against Tim Stoddard, and look how quickly this ball gets out of here. A line shot, his 15th of the year. The Sox win it 8-0, and for Neil Allen, a two-hitter. He didn't walk any, didn't strike out any, but
For some help this year,
Yankees did not drop to 7 games behind Boston because Boston lost to Seattle. The Mariners took 3 out of 4 this weekend. Don Baylor hit his 300th career home run in a losing cause. Now to Baltimore, where the Orioles displaying some bad habits lately. These are not the ones I'm talking about, but in the first inning, they look like world beaters. Jim Traber, who's filling in for Eddie Murray, does quite nicely. His first major league home run, a 3-run shot off Mike Smithson. The Orioles led it 4-0. Third inning, Twins loaded the bases against Mike Boddicker. But Boddicker with a nasty curve gets Randy Bush to end the inning. Sixth inning, it's Traber again. And Traber delivers a base hit up the middle. Game, Cal Ripken Jr. comes plateward, and the Orioles go on to win it by the final of 8-3. And for Boddicker, his 12th win of the season. Now to the coast, a twin bill in Oakland. George Bamberger looking on, along with Frank Howard. Top of the 4th, Oakland, a 2-1 lead. Eric Plunk gives up a 3-run homer with 1 out to Ernest Riles. Riles' 6th home run of the year. 4-2 Brewers led. Next guy up, Dale Swaim hits a solo shot. The Brewers had a 5-2 lead. They went on to win it by the final of 7-2 behind Teddy Higuera's 10th win of the season. In the nightcap, it was Oakland. A winner 4-2 Gorman Thomas with his first home run as a Brewer since 1983. And Dave Kingman also hit a home run, his 21st of the season. Gary?
And now it's time for our nightly feature, the play of the day. For that, we go back to Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati and a little good sportsmanship. A tough time for Steve Jeltz against former Phil. John Denny tried to get something on that pitch, but couldn't, and the bat ends up in the stands. Jeltz says, well, it's only 2 strikes. I need the bat back. Then decides, well, I'll be a sport. Yeah, let him keep it. Takes the black bat out and strikes out. And so Jeltz is a victim, and that bat is not only a souvenir, but also of our play of the day.